All right, music fans, here I am. Welcome, Harmless Dave here, uh, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. So, Dave Mustaine, we'll call him the other Dave. So, the other Dave, I talked about him yesterday a little bit during my sort of throwdown on Metallica's ex bass player. Dave Mustaine has a slightly different perspective. All right. He believes, according to what he said last night at a show in Camden, New Jersey. And here's the thing, the media just picks up. They just walk in lockstep. When somebody says something outside of their approved narrative, then they jump on them. And in the case of Dave Mustaine, he's been doing this stuff for years. He's so just out of control because you can't control Dave Mustaine. He does play in a band called Megadeth. Megadeth is not my cup of tea, but I've always liked Dave Mustaine. He said last night, I just want to tell you how great it is. Look around you guys. Look to your right, look to your left, and look how wonderful it is. Now, they mentioned that Dave Mustaine is 60 years old. So I'm always curious as to why they include the age of certain people when they're talking in a way that doesn't go along with the prevailing narrative. Why mention the fact that he's 60? I mean, there are people who are older than Dave Mustaine saying stupid stuff, and their age doesn't get mentioned. So he says, I just want to tell you how great it is, the 60-year-old singer and guitarist said. Okay, thank you for the age update. Mustaine goes on, we're all here together. We're not in bleeping bags, meaning we're not hermetically sealed, right? Because this is what they want. They want, a shield. They want you in a pod separated. He goes on to say, we're not freaking out. We're not yelling at people, where's your bleeping medical device that you wear in your face? By the way, it is categorized as a medical device. Now, I know I might get fact checked on this, but you can look it up. By the way, if it's truly effective in doing anything, it would be listed as a medical device. However, a bandana isn't really going to help you. All right, I'm just putting it out there, but it makes people around you feel special. So the crowd started chanting USA. All right, this is in New Jersey, in Camden, New Jersey, where, of course, their governor has basically been a tyrant from start to finish. I think the governor at one point said to somebody on television, I really didn't think about the Bill of Rights when I decided to do this, meaning locking everything down. Really didn't consider the Bill of Rights because, that's null and void. Just like the Patriot Act, it's all, I didn't really think of privacy and, the Fourth Amendment when we decided to, start doing naked body scans at the airport. I thought that was a cool thing. So yeah, Mustaine kept going. It starts with this kind of sensation that we feel right now. We feel together. We feel like there's strength in numbers. We feel like we are invincible. People will not be able to stop us. So they go on to say, lucky for Mustaine, Megadeth played at Camden's Live Nation operated BB&T Pavilion. Okay, so it's operated by Live Nation. What's that? Something Bank and Trust. I don't know. BB&T, right? You'll have to figure that out. Corporations, needless to say, own and run everything. So it's rather hard to follow, right? So it's Live Nation operated, but the pavilion has the name of the corporation. I don't know. It sounds like a bank and trust. So some bank has got their name on the pavilion, but they go on to kind of poke fun here or do a little more to Mustaine, saying in 3 weeks, the company begins requiring proof of the thing. Okay, so let me just get this straight. So the thing has mutated, right? It's different. You got what? Alpha, omega, gamma, epsilon. Oh, yeah, delta, right? So you got delta. So when the guys who designed this miracle wonder thing, right? Did they know about delta? Did they know that the thing that they were making this for was going to mutate into delta? Did they know ahead of time? So efficacy, right? So this is supposed to be effective against maybe the thing that happened last year. But now we've got a thing this year. I've already heard that there's a mu variant. There's a mu. Joey Tribbiani says the point is mu, right? So the mu variant is coming. And now we've got something that's required that was made and designed for the original band, okay, for the band that had all its original members. Now you've got a thing out there that has mutated a couple of times. So at least two guys have quit that band and they brought in new members in order to, give you the thing. The new rule goes into effect on October 4th. Yay. And Live Nation is also encouraging, in quotes, artists to require proof of the thing or a negative test. By the way, testing costs money. So not only do you have to have something like stuck way up your nasal cavity, basically kind of scraping along the blood-brain barrier, which is really pleasant, by the way. I know lots of people who like to do this on a weekly basis because they watch the news and they, come on, we got to go. Ethel, cold Ethel, sorry for the Alice Cooper reference here. Cold Ethel, we got to go down. And, if it's cold Ethel, she doesn't really need to get tested, but they run down to the ballpark, which is normally, a place where you see a baseball game, but it's been converted. It's been converted to a one-stop shop for fun testing, where they take this thing and they jab it up, talking about, just sticking it up your what, right? So in any event, Live Nation is encouraging artists to require proof of the thing. Now, they're not saying that they have to. They're encouraging. So this whole article is just a bunch of, I'm trying to think of something that Jonathan Harris would say on Lost in Space, but these are a bunch of ninnies or nincompoops, right? And they're framing this to make Mustaine look like a lunatic. Anyway, this is far from Mustaine's first. This isn't controversial. So here's how they frame this. Mustaine is controversial. The band leader was condemned in 2012 for peddling a conspiracy theory that then President Barack Hussein Obama was staging mass shootings. Okay? There were quite a few of those during. I'm not going down that road. Okay? Nikki Sixx, though, put Mustaine in his place by calling him a bleeping bleep hole and told him to move out of the U.S. if he didn't like it. Oh, boy. I love the coexist stuff, don't you? It's so pleasant. It's so refreshing to see, people who disagree telling you just to get out, right? So the people who don't like it here need to get out. And that comes from both sides of the coin these days. So if you're way over here, you're told if you don't like it, get out. And apparently Nikki Sixx, who knows so many things, I'm telling you, Dave Mustaine is smart. He's not stupid. He knows history. You really don't want to tangle with Dave Mustaine. If you're planning on debating Dave Mustaine, you better get off your meds or whatever you're taking, because you're going to get destroyed. All right. And just put it out there. I know these people, they just want to make him look like a lunatic because he said things in the past. They did this with Eric Clapton and stuff that he said in the 1970s. Oh, did you hear about what Eric Clapton said in the 70s? Because that discredits the fact that he had all these reactions and he was in so much pain. What Eric Clapton should have done was just shut up and pretended that he was fine. And Dave Mustaine, he shouldn't like freedom. Freedom is dangerous. People enjoying themselves at a concert. How can that stand? We, as the media, have to make sure that these people are as miserable as we are. In any event, that's my video on the topic. Good for Dave Mustaine. I'll tell you what, I'll take 100 more Dave Mustaines out there. And these guys, they'll blow gaskets every day. They'll just be like, I can't believe he's not towing the line. Good thing he got his concert in Under the Wire before they started suggesting that he do the thing. By the way, they just suggested it. They're not requiring it. You know why they're not requiring it? Because it's not working.